up everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, it's going to be very excited because we are going to make Pavlova Aux. So it's a very common dessert which is pavlova made out of meringue, and then we will be using some fruits to decorate and also to enhance the taste of the pavlova. Now many of you might be new here, so this is my 2024 baking challenge where I challenge myself to bake every single recipe in my recipe book by Julia, the winner of the Meilleur Pâtissier in 2023. Yay! And according to the recipe book, it's going to be an easy level. So the difficulty level is very easy, and I'm very sure everyone out there will be able to achieve this Pavlova Aux. And let's not dilly-dally anymore. Let's start with the baking. So the first preparation will be, of course, our meringue. And before that, we are going to need these ingredients first. So my tips here to achieve the best and perfect meringue is to use a room temperature egg white. So we are going to pour our egg white into our mixing bowl. And then we're going to beat it until it's slightly frothy. Once it gets to this stage, we are going to add the sugar little by little until all of the sugar are completely added into our egg whites. And you will achieve this result. It's going to be white and also glossy. It should be firm and also not runny, and that is why it helps us to retain its shape when we pipe them on our baking tray. And then we are going to use these piping tips. You can use any piping tips that you like depending on how you want your pavlova to look like, but I would prefer to use this because on my cookbook, this is the piping tip that Julia was using. So we're gonna transfer all of our meringue into our piping bag. And before we pipe our meringue, we are going to prepare a baking sheet that we have drawn a circle about 20 centimeters just for us to get the idea where we are going to pipe. At this stage, we are going to preheat our oven at 100 degrees Celsius with the fan assistance so that it helps to regulate balanced heat inside our oven just so that we don't burn some part of our meringue. So that's another tip. Use the fan assistance. Before we pipe, make sure that you turn over the baking paper where the trace of the circle will be underneath so that the carbon doesn't cook together with our meringue. So pavlova can vary in many shapes, in many different patterns, but this is how I would prefer it to be. So you can follow as how I pipe this. Pipe the meringue as I show right here. Squeeze a little bit from the center, and then when you're about to reach at the edge, just squeeze more so that it's much more thicker on the edge, and then pull it back into the center.
I don't really like how it turned out, so I scrape it off and started to pipe like drawing a clock. I find it much neater and easier to estimate the piping.
Once it's ready, we are going to make like a snail pattern in the middle, just so we're gonna connect all of them together to create the base. Use a spatula or the back of the spoon to flatten the middle of our meringue. So we are going to bake this for 1 hour. Once the 1 hour is up, we are just going to take it out of the oven, and then we are going to just leave it to cool completely. My third tip here is to not remove the meringue from the baking paper until it's completely cool, because you are going to break the meringue if you move it around, because when it's still slightly warm and hot, the meringue is slightly fragile, so we want to make sure that it's completely cool and you'll be more confident to remove it without breaking it. The second ingredient that we are going to prepare is the compote framboise. So it's the raspberry compote. It's like a jam, so we are going to need these ingredients. What we're going to do for our raspberry compote is to heat our raspberry coulis onto a saucepan. And then we're going to add the lemon juice as well. Let it to just boil slightly. And then turn off the heat. We're going to add the sugar pectin mixture into our raspberry. Stir it a little bit and then turn on the heat back again. And then continuously stirring for another 10 seconds. Just let it to boil slightly. Once this is done, we are going to transfer it into a bowl and we're going to keep it in the fridge just to let it to cool down before we are going to use it. Since you're still watching, don't forget to click the subscribe button if you would like to see more of these baking videos. Okay, let's continue preparing this pavlova. The last preparation will be our chantilly. So we are going to need these ingredients. For this, it's very simple. Add the icing sugar into the whipping cream. Beat it until you achieve like a shaving cream texture, and you got the chantilly. But be careful not to overbeat it, because if it's overbeaten, then it's going to turn into like a butter. Make sure that you eye on the texture and then stop when you achieve the shaving cream kind of texture already. We are going to use the same piping tip that we use for our meringue. Transfer the chantilly into our piping bag. And our chantilly is ready. And now we have reached to our assembly part. It's so easy, right? So the first thing we need to do is just to place our baked meringue on a serving plate or a serving cardboard, however you like it. And then we are going to pipe the chantilly along the circle of the meringue, leaving the center empty. What we're going to do for the center is to pour the compote in the middle. So here will be just the decoration, and for that we also going to need the fruits. So these are the fruits that I'm using. You can use any fruits you like. You can even use mangoes. You can even use passion fruit, whichever is your favorite fruits that will complement together with the taste. And done! We are done making our Pavlova Aux. It's so simple, it's so easy, and then I really can't wait to try it. So let's try it now. That was divine. To be honest, I'm not really a big fan of pavlova, but because of the fruits, the sourness of it, it helps to balance the taste and also actually improve the taste to be more fresh and also the chantilly. It tasted so well together with the pavlova. It's just added some creaminess, richness of our pavlova, and it doesn't taste very boring. It's just so fun to have it in the mouth, and then it's just perfectly well played together. I will definitely bake this again in the future if there is any event, birthday, or even for a friend's birthday present. Why not, right? Aside from that, since I have extra meringue, so I made this other decoration. For this, I use a mango. So it's the same way of making the raspberry compote, but instead of using raspberry, I use mango. Aside from that, you can also make an individual size of pavlova. It looks so cute too and appetizing as well. And of course, every pavlova that you're going to make, I'm sure it's going to be as beautiful as how it turned out for me. Aside from using only the fresh fruits, you can also use edible flowers. It can add some more aesthetic to your meringue. If you would like to have this presented for like a big event, this will definitely a crowd pleaser. If you want to make it slightly extra treat, you can even use vanilla ice cream or any ice cream that you would prefer. But mind you, choose the one that is less sweet because the pavlova is already quite sweet, so choose something like maybe sorbet or frozen yogurt, or even just a simple vanilla ice cream, because I tasted it with the vanilla ice cream. It tasted very good too, and then it makes you want some more. Of course, I'm going to put the ingredients recap right over here so you can post the video, take a screenshot if you need to, so you can try to make this in your own kitchen. We have reached to the end of the episode of Pavlova Aux. The next episode will be Mother's Day entremet. So for the celebration of Mother's Day this time, I'm going to make my own take. It's not from the recipe book, but it's my own take, making an entremet for mothers around the world, and also for me because I'm a mother too. And I'm very excited because this is the first time I'm making my own entremet using my own ideas, and I'm very excited for everyone who watch and join the baking and making of this Mother's Day entremet. But let me just give some hints that we are going to use raspberry and ruby chocolate. It's going to be very tasty, and I can't wait to bake it with everyone again. And to that, I'm going to end this video right here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, supporting me, baking with me. If you have baked this at home, let me know in the comments down below, because I am very sure it's so easy and you are going to love the flavor, every flavor, and it's a no-fail baking. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video with everyone who would love to know how pavlova is made, or maybe even want to try to make their own pavlova at home. And if you're still watching, on to the next video.